District Latur. It's organized World Record Series 2. Today is 190 day of the series, and the keynote speaker for today's session is with us Honorable Dr. Ravinder Kaur Madam. So I welcome to you, Madam, for the dais. I am the Chief Organizer of the series, Honorable Principal M. Ambedkar, sir. I welcome the colleagues from my college. हाँ sir. Very sorry for that. I repeat again. So the keynote speaker for today's session, am I audible, sir? So the keynote speaker for the today's session is with us, Honorable Shalini Menon, Madam. So I welcome to you, Madam, for the dais. I welcome the Chief Organizer of the series, Honorable Principal M. Ambedkar, sir. Also welcome to the colleagues from my college and all those dear participants. The topic for today's presentation is Achieving Excellence Beyond the Classroom. Now this topic is going to present, as I have mentioned, Shalini Madam. She is a professor from International Education Consultant, Mumbai in Maharashtra. So with this brief introduction, now I request to you, Madam, please start your presentation on today's topic, Achieving Excellence Beyond the Classroom. You are most welcome, Madam. I'm sorry I introduced any other speaker. I'm very sorry, I have not seen. Please continue.
That's okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here. And today, as I was telling Dr. Ambedkar, it's an opportunity that I like to take up again because last when I spoke, it was on a topic called career clarity. Basically, how children respond to career counseling and the need of the hour, which is the career clarity with most of them, because we do see a lot of them very confused with what they want to do. Today, I'm presenting on a topic called Achieving Excellence Beyond the Classroom. My name is Shalini Menon, and I am the founder of a company called UEMS Ventures. I will give you my introduction. Sir has done his part, and I'll at least introduce myself so that you know who I am. I am an international education consultant based out of Mumbai. Of course, I've moved here from Australia to be able to help a lot of students who want to study abroad and who need more counseling on career side of things, what will work best for their profiles. I have worked in various fields which has brought a lot of experience apart from the studies that I have done. So that's the reason today the topic that I'm speaking on I can relate to very well, which is achieving excellence beyond the classroom. Basically, it talks about, today we will cover a couple of things, the importance of this topic, why is it important, and why go beyond the classroom, methods of achieving excellence, setting goals, continuous learning, the networking part of what we do, extracurricular activities which prepare us to be able to do this, the educational visits, and of course we meet some of the leaders who have done a lot of extracurricular activities and who have gone beyond the classroom to excel in what they have done till now. And of course, how does my team help a lot of people around? So I'm just going to go through these topics in today's talk. Now, of course, the importance of it. the excellence beyond the classroom is of paramount importance. So, why? Because it plays a very important role in our lives. It helps us personally develop in many ways because holistically there is a lot of development. We do have and personal interests also help us develop holistically. And of course, it helps us discover our strengths and weaknesses and what our talents are so that we can keep working on them to be successful in life. And also, of course, our contribution to the society. um, there's many ways that we do this. So the importance, I really cannot tell you how important this topic is for each one of us. Yes, education is very important, but there is something else which we need to do to further enhance who we are and how we function in our life. So why go beyond the classroom? Basically, because it fosters personal development. It makes you into a successful, a well-rounded person, and of course, you are able to then fulfill a lot of things in life which satisfy you, which make you happy, and you are able to then go through that personal fulfillment, and you can contribute even to the society. So basically it prepares you for a successful, well-rounded and a fulfilling future. So the methods that we can follow to even reach here, let me just go back to the previous slide. I do want to add a couple of things. So excellence beyond the classroom is very essential for our personal growth, which I'm sure everyone would agree, because it has helped many of us succeed in the careers that we are pursuing, or we make a very positive impact in this society. So it enriches our lives. It gives us an opportunity for self discovery, skill development, and also the meaningful experiences. So that prepares us to handle life in a much better way, and of course which makes us happy at the end of it. So let me just go through what are the methods that we can use to excel beyond the classrooms. So learning beyond the classroom. So basically, how do you do this? It's very simple. We do break this down into certain steps. So we have to set some clear goals, and we need to look at continuously learning, and we need to prioritize our passions. And of course, it comes with the extracurricular activities that we join and we get into, which play a very important role in this whole scenario. Field trips are also very important. How you're getting out, who you're meeting, and of course then there is the enrichment activities, there is networking, there is the educational competitions and challenges, and of course the educational visits in many places that we make, even at school or after school. So all of this put together, it actually helps us excel beyond the classroom, beyond just what we are studying. So let me start with the first one. I'll just point to a couple of these things which we have discussed in this chart. So the first one is, of course, setting clear goals. How important is this? Slides are not moving, sir. Can Okay, so I'll start there, sir. Give me a minute. Can you see that now? Is it moving? Yes. Okay. So setting clear goals. Basically, this is what is the reason behind setting clear goals for anyone? Because it gives you the clarity of purpose. Why is it that you're doing this? What makes you do this? And of course, it gives you a lot of motivation, because once you're very clear, it motivates you to move, it motivates to achieve. And of course, it helps you grow. So that's very important for us. And of course, it also helps us focus. So setting clear goals plays a very important part. by at least fulfilling these four things for us. So I think setting clear goals should be the very first thing that we do for ourselves, which also comes to where you're defining your purpose, defining your objectives for what you want to achieve outside of the classroom. So having clear goals will provide direction for you and also motivation. So is the slide moving? Can you see that? I'm on continuous learning now.
No, ma'am.
No? Okay, just 1 second, please. Okay, so is it just a slide, or you can see my, it's not a slideshow, it's just a slide, is it? Let me just start that again. So I'm on continuous learning. This is the next slide that I have up. And I would like to bring this to your attention, what I mean by continuous learning. Basically, we are learners throughout our life. So as long as we accept to keep learning all throughout our life, we do keep innovating. So we do keep improving in our life. We do improve on even the decision making. We have a global perspective, what we can expect wherever we go. So pursuing goals often involve acquiring new knowledge and skills. So this fosters a mindset of continuous learning. So you're always ready to learn and improve. It doesn't matter at what age, where you are, and what you're trying to do. Basically, it helps you improve on on yourself. Basically, each one of us does set a certain time, a certain budget. Like myself, I do set that aside every year. That look, this year I need to put this aside just to keep learning something new, and that is something which does help us go excel beyond the classroom, because whatever we had studied is fine, but now we are going to improvise what we know, and that will be done by continuous learning. Networking, I'm sure. Sir, can you see the slide on networking? No, I think there's some issue, but I'll just play that again. Yeah, so networking, what does networking do? I think a lot of you know. So can I have one of you tell me what you understand from networking? Can anyone support me with this topic, networking? What do you understand from that?
Connecting with others through net.
Okay. Yes, very
So
much.
it's like a mentoring with each other and coordination, cooperation with each other and learning together.
Perfect. So basically, networking is a very important tool for all of us for excelling beyond the classroom. How does it help? It helps. It involves building and nurturing relationships with individuals who can help us grow further, who support us. They can guide us. So basically, it's an access to a knowledge base. So what I will be learning by networking with all of you will be basically a chance to understand, to learn something new which I didn't know. So that will help me with more knowledge on certain topics which I had never had any idea about. So peer support is another thing. So everyone ends up helping each other, supporting each other, grow further. So it's basically there is a lot of support given to each other. And then, of course, it involves problem solving. There could be some problem which you're not able to solve, but in a very nice way, your peers or your network or the people you know who can support you will be able to help you solve that. So that will also enhance you with a chance to excel in anything that you're doing. So professionally, you also develop. There's a lot of ways that you develop by learning from others. So this is what I'm just focusing on. So building relationships with professionals in a field can lead to mentorship. So and guidance that can really push you or push your career development to to a level which really helps you succeed. So you can learn from other people's experiences, and of course avoid any mishaps which you will learn from them. So this is all about networking. Next one is, of course, extracurricular activities. Now, of course, this offers opportunities for personal growth, skill development, and a well-rounded education. Now, some of those extracurricular activities, I have a slide up which says languages. I hope you all can see it. It
No,
talks.
ma'am.
No. Okay, let me try again. So sorry, there's some issue here, but I'm just bringing that slide up again. So extracurricular activities. Uh, so the first one, the first extracurricular activities that I'm referring to is a language learning. So let's say you are learning different languages, and when you do travel to that part of the world, you are able to communicate with a lot more people. Possibly they are not all speaking in English, but if you know the language, you are able to converse, you are able to communicate. So that is one of the activity that we take on to excel in what we do beyond the classroom. Maybe it's not something that you would have learned at school, but taking this up outside as something extra, of course, will help you grow further. So the next slide is about community services. Community services also help us enhance a lot of our profile. Of course, the community services connect to our passion or our love to do something for the community. That also helps us go beyond, excelling beyond the classroom, because what you're giving back to the community will make you happy. It gives you that satisfaction that, look, I'm doing something great, and I'm able to use my skills, I'm able to use my passion in this field also, to grow further. The next slide is about sports. I'm sure a lot of us know a lot of athletes, a lot of sports players who have done really well in their life, and they have not only been educated, but they have also taken up sports as an extracurricular activity to succeed. So it could be that they've done some degree, but they have not really worked in that field, but it's one of the sports which they were very good at, and they have taken that up to that level that they have succeeded in maybe becoming a national champion or a state champion, but they've actually taken it to that level to really help themselves grow in that field. The next slide is about environmental. Just one second. I'm bringing this up for you. It's about environmental initiations. Basically, it talks about what you can do for the environment. That's also another extracurricular activity that a lot of us take up. Many of us like to grow trees. I know of one community where they are collecting trees which are being cut down for the metro work which is happening around India, and they're taking it to their place and they're planting it. So basically, it's one of those environmental initiation which they have taken up, and it's not only taken up by people who are in the field. They could have studied something else, but this is one of passions or one of interests which they have, and they have taken it up to that level. My next slide is about educational visits. So, educational visits, also known as field trips, and of course, educational outings are valuable experiences. It helps us learn a lot by visiting different places. They, of course, provide us with an opportunity to apply classroom knowledge to real world situations. So possibly we might have read about something in our history textbook when we were at school. But when we actually visit these places, you can connect what you learned with the place which you're visiting. So all of a sudden you feel very, you feel good about knowing about that place, and you're able to connect it together. So valuable experiences that enhance learning beyond the classroom, provides students with the opportunity to apply classroom knowledge to real world situations, and of course they gain practical insights and broaden their horizons. So what I'm trying to say is they clearly define the educational objective of the visits, and then of course when you visit that place you are able to connect it, why you were visiting, and if you knew anything about it from your textbooks, you're able to connect it together. Now, I'm actually going to bring up some famous names that we might be familiar with, and I will speak about them, and I'm sure you'll be able to connect to them in one way or the other. Now, uh, this is basically very general information about each one. I've just taken it up from a lot of content which is available. So it's not something that I have written. So I would like to give those credits to all the places where this information is displayed. So first person that I'm talking about is of course Mr. Ambani, Mukesh Ambani. So he dropped out of his MBA program, but he's today an managing director of the Reliance Industries and also one of the richest man in the world. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that he studies wouldn't have helped him. But yes, he did his bachelor's. But of course, after he did not complete his master's, but today he can still apply his knowledge, whatever he has. And of course, by bringing in his passion for community services, as we know, he does a lot of work in that area. And also the extracurricular stuff that he has been involved in. So that has made him successful. So it's not only his studies, which he had done at school or in his bachelor's program. And I'm sure he would have still learned a lot from the MBA program, even though he did not complete it. So that's what we know about him. Next person is Kapil Dev, the most famous Indian cricketer of all time. But of course, he has stated somewhere that it's his regret that he dropped out of college. Regardless of all that he's achieved, of course, education has been very important to him. But he did put in his efforts, his time to pursue sports, as I mentioned earlier. That's one of the passions, or one of the extracurricular, which did make him excel beyond the classroom. Azim Premji. Mr. Premji, of course, is the chairman of... sir, can you see these slides? Can I bring it up again?
Yeah, Kapil Dev's ma'am. Kapil Dev.
Kapil Dev. So I'm going to bring Azim Premji, his slide up. So he's the chairman of IT giant Wipro, as we all know. Can you see that now? I hope you all can see. Okay. So basically, we know a lot about him also. He's, of course, the IT giant of the company called Wipro, and we call him the silver-haired business genius. He's also dropped out of college, but that did not stop him. He started running the company that he's running at the age of 21. So now today his net worth is $11 billion. Of course, he did all that by applying what we have discussed today: networking, extracurricular, his passion, and of course and him knowing that look, he can do a lot more beyond the classroom to excel. So I'm just bringing you now back to UEMS Ventures, which is the company that I run. Just very briefly, what we have done is we've brought in a lot of strategies to help students. And how we do that is in a very simple way. We sit with each one, we do a lot of planning, where we create a plan of action for them. We help them set goals, because goals are very important. Once they have goals with them, they can work towards it. Profile building, we create a chart and we set a priority for them. how they are going to enhance their profile by doing certain things. Extracurricular activities, by choosing the activities linking to their profile. So let's say a person wants to become, a person wants to do molecular biology. Now, for somebody like that, they should be aware of what happens in a lab. So, in their extracurricular activities, we will make sure that they are able to work in a lab. Maybe in their holidays, they are able to enhance their profile by doing that. So, this is the kind of extracurricular activities that we put together for them. And of course, the execution plan. They cannot just take a chart from us, or just set their goals on a piece of paper. They need to have a system where they are ready to execute also, where they are able to apply what they are speaking to us with. So that's what we come up with to help all of them do better in what they are doing. Now, of course, I would like to take a chance to summarize what I've spoken about. And I usually summarize this for a lot of people by just saying this particular sentence, that look, excellence beyond the classroom is the art of turning knowledge into action. So you already have the knowledge. Now you're going to turn it into an action. The knowledge you would have gained from your classroom, and now you're going to go beyond. You're going to go further. So you want to innovate. You should be curious to innovate. And the education, basically, you will be taking your education into a lifelong journey by applying it in different areas, by learning more things, by doing a lot of different activities, which will help you keep growing, keep succeeding in what you do. So it's very important that we understand this topic, and it basically plan on various things in life which helps us succeed. Thank you. And that's my last slide, sir. Hello.
So you're not audible.
Thank you very much, madam, for your nice presentation on the topic. Now I request all the participants, please, if you have any query regarding the topic, please come ahead and ask to Honorable Shalini, madam. Please welcome.
Mr. Ravindra, you've raised your hand, sir.
Swanand Shukla, sir. Welcome, sir.
Hello, good evening, Dr. Bedkar sir, Principal sir, Prashant sir, and ma'am, thank you very much for your wonderful presentation and your experience, what you have shared. That is a very great, because theoretical knowledge and the classroom knowledge, doesn't give much perspective. But when we are going in the field and we are really working with the things become easier to understand also. So very clearly said, KAP, knowledge, attitude, and practice. So I think the practice is more important than, no doubt the knowledge should be there primary, but we should teach, beyond the classroom, because nowadays we are having that tradition and conventional methods where we are, the one teacher speaks and all are the listeners. So instead of that, the self-directed learning, or maybe we can go with the field visit, what you correctly said. I belong to medical field, and what we are doing is, we are sending two students. I started with one project, the family adoption for healthcare. That is, I call it as a domiciliary healthcare system. And we are sending one student with 5 home. And mind you, the topic what I was teaching in the classroom, it has become more easier when they are really going in the field and community, and they are coming with the reality and the context, real context. So they get a reference and they remember very well. So what you said correctly, we should teach nowadays, we have to dissolve that walls of class, and we should think, we should give small project to the students. And it also gives a kind of sense of achievement to the students. They have done something, and the learning becomes more great. So thank you once again, ma'am, for your great presentation, and all best wishes for your organization. Thank you.
Thank you. So do we have any more questions? happy to address.
Yes, good evening, madam.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
First of all, I congratulate you for giving this wonderful lecture. Excellence beyond the classroom. Actually, the topic was so nicely chosen for that, and it was nicely expressed also.
Thank you.
Generally, a learner learn in more hours in the classroom uh, between the walls. I'm having two questions, one main question and sub questions.
Yes.
As per your experiences, as you have suggested, learning can be excellent beyond the classroom by giving suitable examples, whatever the slides which we have observed. Yeah. So, what what ratio of percentage learning will be more? Learning in the classroom 60 and learning outside the classroom 40 or 50-50. What do you feel?
I would think it would be 60-40, not 50-50, because
60.
we do we do form a base from our learning in the school. There's no doubt. There's a reason why we are learning at school. It teaches us discipline. It teaches us to focus there also. There are certain methods that that we use while we are getting educated. But now that 40% is coming from your initiative, your attitude. What is it that you want to do? Where do you want to apply it? Now, there's a lot of resources available. Now, if you actually set a goal and if you start prioritizing what you want to learn, you can start getting into the field and expanding. So I would say 60-40, sir.
Thank you, madam. One more question is that in related to this. After pandemic or during pandemic, we have become techno savvy now. You know? The
Yes.
whole world is in the mobile now.
Yes, yes.
Now, as we express that physical activity, physical movement, this would cost the 40% achievement.
Yes.
Unless and until we move somewhere to the visit to there. But as
Right.
far as social media and the to be the percentage of achieving learning in the classroom and now in the social media. Now see the
Sir, I would say still learning in the classroom should be 60%. I will never
Okay.
say that it should be 60%. Of course, if we use the technology to the best of its abilities for our, for the better purpose, it's fine. But otherwise, we also know, I'm sure Dr. Bedkar would have run some program on this also, some talk on this. But social media doesn't really help us to that. When you're in a classroom, without that mobile,
Yes.
without the device, you're talking to real people. You're seeing real problems. That makes a lot of difference on you than being on the social media.
That's true, madam. Our concern is that
So you're not audible. Sorry. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Honorable Dr. Swanand Shukla sir and Ravindra sir for asking a nice queries. Now I request the chief organizer, the principal of Shri Kumarswami Mahavidyalaya, Ausa, Honorable M.M. Betkar sir. Sir, please, you are welcome and you have some concluding word for today's session.
I have, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me here.
So thank you very much, sir. Now I move towards the vote of thanks. Shri Kumarswami Mahavidyalaya Ausa, District Latur. As we know, the series is running on behalf of the Shri Kumarswami Mahavidyalaya. And the keynote speaker for today's 119th series, session of the day series. And the keynote speaker was with us for today's session, Shalini Menon, madam. She explained the topic very sincerely, clearly. And that is the achieving excellence beyond the classroom. So beyond the classroom, what are the things are very important? For example, madam, you have given different example regarding sitting halls, continuous learning, extracurricular activities. Then why we go beyond the classroom? The networking, extracurricular activities, community services, educational visits. Now these things are very, very important. As our principal sir said that curricular activity as well as the extracurricular activities, both are very initiatives in the learning field. So these points you covered sincerely, madam, in your expressions. So I am very, very thankful to you on behalf of the organizing committee members. I thanks to the chief organizer of the series, Honorable Principal M.M. Betkar, sir. Also thanks the colleagues from my college, Dr. Sanjay Kale, sir, Anita Dhole, madam, Honorable Praveen Woodge, sir. Special thanks to Swanand Shukla, sir, Ravindra, sir, who shared their views, asked the nice queries, participated in the discussion session. So thanks to you, and heartily thanks all those dear participants for being with us regularly, joining the series. So thanks a lot to you. Now I request to you all, please fill the feedback link which is given in the chat box. So with the kind permission of the chief organizer, I declare that today's session is over. So thanks once again, Shalini madam, for being with us, paying your valuable time. Thank you very much.